Family, do you know you need a net worth of $1.8 million or an income of $210,000 just to be in America's top 10% in the year 2026? You can make $200,000 and still be broke if you're drowning in debt, living above your means, or flexing for the Instagram. Wealthy individuals, wealthy individuals are going to Ghana or going to Africa to buy rental properties there.
The bar for wealth is rising, but the process hasn't changed. It is not about the income, it is about the strategy.
Brothers, I hope you hear my heart. We are the foundation of our families. We are the foundation of our families. Let me say that one more time. We are the foundation of our families. I'm gonna give you no fluff, no get rich quick schemes overnight, just the proven steps that I teach every single day. I don't care if you're 70 years old, it's never too late to start. Almost 50% of the people who watch and listen to this show every single week aren't even subscribed yet. That means half of you all are just passing by, but you're missing out on the fullness of this journey. Listen, this isn't just a YouTube show or a podcast. This is a movement to help you get out of the red, get into the black, break free from consumer debt, and start building real wealth. Not just for you, not just for your family, but what about for your children's children who possibly you will never even meet, but they'll know who you are because you left them something. Listen, every single episode is about giving you the tools, the mindset, and the community to finally experience the freedom, the peace, and the abundance you've been praying for. Come on, somebody. I want you to be able to say yes to your dreams and to stop worrying about bills and to leave a legacy that outlives you. But you can't do it alone. Better yet, you should not even be doing it alone. But the truth of the fact is, you don't have to do it alone. If you are tired of just surviving and you're ready to start thriving, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't just watch from the sidelines. I want you to join this amazing community. Let's break these chains together and build the future you deserve. Your journey to financial freedom starts with one simple step today. Just hit that subscribe button, and together we're gonna build something amazing. Here's the second step. Pay attention to today's show. Let's get to it. Family, do you know you need a net worth of $1.8 million or an income of $210,000 just to be in America's top 10% in the year 2026? And if you're in California, it's $2 million. But people think $1 million means you've made it. But that's not even affluent anymore. I want to break down what it really takes and how you can get there even if you're starting from zero today while watching this. Let's get straight to the facts. According to a brand new report from Visa and Yahoo Finance, here's what it takes to be in America's top 10% in the year of 2026. National average, $1.8 million net worth. This is a $210,000 annual income. Now in California, $2 million net worth with about an average of $236,000 in annual income. Now check this out. Arkansas, $1.6 million net worth with about $182,000 annual income. And here's the wild part. Every day in 2024, 1,000 Americans became millionaires, but only about half of them are actually in the top 10% now. Why? Because the bar keeps rising. You know, I've gone viral several times because I challenge men that you should be striving to make $100,000 or more a year for your family. What we're seeing here now, just to get into the top 10%, you need $200,000 or more. Here's the truth. High income does not mean high net worth. You can make $200,000 and still be broke if you're drowning in debt, living above your means, or flexing for the Instagram. Sure. The gap between income and net worth is growing. I'm going to be honest with you. Gen X is struggling with debt and family costs, while boomers control most of the wealth. If you're not a homeowner or an investor, you're falling further behind. If you're not investing in home ownership, if you're not investing into the stock market via your SoFi investing app, for an example, you're falling behind 100%. Let me tell you about a client of ours. We're going to call her Kesha because she told me I can tell her story, but I can't say her name. She was making $150,000 a year, but had nothing to show for it. Why? Because of lifestyle inflation. Because she maxed out all her credit cards and had nothing invested. No 401k, no IRAs, no index funds, no mutual funds, nothing. But when she sat down with me and she worked my plan for 90 days, once she got on the plan, she got on the debt snowball plan. She created margin. She started investing inside the SoFi Invest app. She went from broke to building a 6-figure net worth in just a matter of 18 months. So that's about a year and a half. She went to anthonyoneal.com/invest and opened up 2 brokerage accounts. She opened up a high yield savings account. Now she's saving money in her high yield savings account to purchase a home because she wants to put down 20% to get into a conventional loan and not pay the PMI. She was ready. And she said, I got to change my mindset from middle class mindset to wealth mindset to start thinking long term. This is her words. She said, Anthony, I made too daggone much money to be sitting here looking good, but I'm not good. She was driving a Mercedes. Boy, she had the Louis Vuitton jacket with the Louis Vuitton scarf and the red bottom. She looked good when she walked into, my office. And I was like, yo, you look like beautiful. Wow. But then when I looked at her numbers, and I asked her, can I tell this? She didn't look that good to me because I saw about $2,500 to $3,000 on you, but you don't even have $5,000 invested. But your income shows that you make $150,000 a year. So how do we get there? Here's the real ladder. I'm going to give you no fluff, no get rich quick schemes overnight, just the proven steps that I teach every single day to my clients who retain me for their services. And this is going to be so important. This is how you get to the top 10%. Step number 1, you got to get out of consumer debt, period. You can't build wealth while you're still paying back banks. You can't build wealth while you're drowning in debt. You can't, while you're paying off your debt, you're building someone else's wealth. While you're getting up every single day, going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for income, I want you to think about this. You're getting up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, working 2-3 jobs to pay back someone else, to give money to someone else for their future, for their children's children, for their goals, for their dreams, for their desires, not for you and not for your wealth. Check this out, family. Did you know that nearly 4 in 10 Americans still have zero money invested in the stock market? That's a gap where wealth is built or missed. If you're just saving, you're falling behind because the markets average close to about a 10% a year for a century, while your savings account is barely keeping up with inflation. I want to make this plain. If you wait just 5 years to start investing, you could lose out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in future wealth. That's not hype, that's real math. The wealthiest 10% of Americans now own over 90% of all stocks because they started and they stayed consistent. But here's the thing, you don't need to be rich to honestly get inside of the investing game. With platforms like SoFi Invest, Public, and Moomoo, you can open an account today, start with as little as $1, literally, and buy fractional shares of the same assets that have built generational wealth for millions. No commissions, 100% no excuses on your end. Listen, I need you to hear me clearly. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Go to anthonyoneal.com/invest right now to compare the top investing platforms and open your first investing account today. Your future self and your children's children will thank you for taking action right now. We have to start building wealth, not just watching others get rich. Do not let another year go by. As a matter of fact, don't let another day go by. Take the first step, family. Visit anthonyoneal.com/invest. Let's get to work. Let's start investing ASAP. Let's get back to the show. This is why I teach use the debt snowball method to get out of debt. You got to pay off those credit cards, those car notes and student loans. You have to free up cash today so you can get back to building wealth. Some of us got to get back to it, but some of us got to start building wealth. Listen, my passion doesn't come because this is something that I Googled. No. My passion comes from I was broke at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I was living in my car. I was working 2-3 jobs. I was a bill collector, full-time, 8 to 5, and came home, washed cars, then delivered newspapers and got right back up to watch this. Do the same thing every single day to give my hard-earned money to someone else. So when my mindset snapped, when I remember one time when I got home, oh boy, I remember when I got home and I had a bill there for $600 that I had to pay, and I paid it. And it hit me, boy, I'm going to work to pay other people, not to pay myself. And excuse my French, because this is what I said. I said, oh, hell no. This got to stop. The very first thing I did, I went and picked up a book, a couple of books actually, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, Think Like a Millionaire, Millionaire Next Door, and The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. And out of all those books, I resonated with Dave Ramsey's book. And I paid off my consumer debt. I started that journey. And that's what unlocked everything else from there. It felt good to get my check and be able to put that money into a high yield savings account. It felt good to get my check and not have to every single day worry about someone else calling me. It felt good. It felt good to have freedom. I wanna pause this show right now. And I need everybody who's listening and everybody who's watching. I want you to close your eyes for just 10 seconds. And I want you to ask yourself, what would your life look like if you didn't have to spend 50% of your paycheck on bills, on debt? If your student loans were gone, car loans were gone, credit card bills were gone, personal loans were gone, if you were 100% consumer debt free, what would your life look like? Now, I want you to write that in the comments. I want you to write that somewhere. I want you to come back to it and be like, you know what? That's what I want my life to be like. This is exactly what I want. This is how I'm going to do it. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming to take my children on the Disney cruise, and I don't have to put it on a credit card. I don't have to finance it. I'm aiming to take my kids to Ghana and show them the motherland. I'm aiming to be able to have the wedding of my dreams. Wait. Here's a good goal. Man, I just can't wait to be able to put money inside of my investment portfolio and watch it grow month after month. I can't wait to pay myself. Ooh, I can't wait to be in a position to where I can give over and beyond my tithes. Now I can truly be a tither and a giver. What would your life look like? Step number two is you got to build margin. This means simply you got to live below your means. You see, this is not about how much you make. It's about what can you keep. You see, margin, for those of you all, I don't know, Ed, if you could put this on the screen somehow, the way, get creative with it, brother. But margin is your income with your expenses. So you have this amount of money coming in, your expenses are down here, whatever is left over, that's your margin. That is what you use to build wealth, to make investments, to buy property, to sow into your kids. Because it's not just about your income. It's about what you keep. I need you to be tracking your spending. I need you to cut lifestyle inflation and create a gap between your income and expenses. Because when we have that margin, watch this, that's when we start getting excited, because now we see what we can do. And one of the best ways to have margin is to track your spending, is to have a budget, a zero-based budget. If you're not budgeting, you don't know what your money is doing. You're only wondering what your money is doing. If you don't track what you spend, you can't control where you're going. Oh my gosh. If you don't sit down and tell your money what to do, your money's going to tell you what to do. I want to ask you a question. How many of you all are tracking your spending every single month? Let me know in the comment section below. Here's step number 3. If you want to get into the top 10%, here it is. You got to invest aggressively. Remember, I've been teaching. I want you to be investing 12 to 22%, 22% to 25%. Technically, it's 22 to 25%. All right. Here's the thing. What do you mean? What do you mean by invest 22 to 25%, Anthony? I want you to invest aggressively. I told you all in 2026, I'm going to be on you. I don't want you just saving your money. I want you investing your money. And I want you to automatically do this. Now, this is going to sound different because you're like, well, Anthony, what does this have to do about the 10%? But let me tell you how to get into 10%. It's a secret ingredient. The first 10% of your check needs to go to your local church. I did a whole show about this. I talked about the importance of investing. I know, Drewski did a whole show going after the mega churches. And while it was hilarious and I respect his talent, I still stand by the church. I don't care what that clip portrayed the church to be. Watch this. I'm not giving my money to the pastor. I'm being obedient to what I believe the word to say about me and my life. I'm being obedient in following the scriptures. No, giving is not a hell or a heaven thing. No, you're not sinning if you're not tithing, but you are. Watch this. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm about to teach here. 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 I got to live right here for a little bit. Tithing produces favor. Tithing gives you favor with the Father because you're not being selfish and because you're just simply doing what he said you should do. I remember one time, I was at home and I was a kid. I was in high school. And one day I came home, I saw that the grass needed to be cut. Well, We normally cut grass on Saturdays. Me and my dad would normally wake up on Saturday mornings, cut the grass, wash the cars. Then me and him would go out and play basketball and come get my mom. And we'll probably go out and get something to eat together as a family or something like that, right? Well, on this particular Monday, the grass looked bad. It just got done raining and the grass just grew real thick. Well, I didn't have any homework. I said, you know what? Let me get out there and cut the grass. Now, mind you, my parents at that time lived in Hope Mills, North Carolina, and we had a massive tri-level house, a huge front yard, and a huge backyard. Every bit of an hour and a half to cut that grass. They weren't home. Man, I cut that grass real good. Real good. I had lines going in it. I did some trimming. Came in, took a shower. My dad came home. You cut the grass? I was like, yes, sir. It's like, oh, man, that's what's up. Then I think later on that week, my mama just got done cooking dinner. I got up and I started cleaning the dishes. Then that Saturday, I got up. We cut the grass again. I washed the car. While we was driving to the game, my dad took some money out of his pocket, reached behind the driver's seat and handed me $25. I said, what's this for, Pops? And he said, man, I saw what you did this week. I just want to give you a little something extra. Now you're saying $25, Anthony? I was like, man, $25 back in it was like 1999, 2000. That was some good money. That was money in my pockets. So when I went to school, I could buy, you know what I'm saying, a McDonald's cheeseburger during lunchtime. And I had to go through the cafeteria line. I could do it. I could stretch $25 back then. But because, think about this, as a parent, when you see your children doing things extra and just being obedient and following the rules and watch this going over and beyond the rules, it makes you as a parent want to acknowledge and reward and give them some extra favor in their life. So I believe when you give 10%, it just adds favor to the other 90%. And watch God multiply and build that 90% because you did something that you do not have to do. You gave, even though some of these churches are not doing the right thing with their funds. Let's be honest. I'm not going to skip over that. But this is not about what the pastor is driving and what the pastor got going on. I can't afford not to give. Because I have dreams, I have goals, I have a vision, and I need God in them. And so God, you know what the pastor is doing behind closed doors. You know what the church is doing behind closed doors with the money. Please don't penalize me for me being obedient. Yes, check them, get rid of them, do what you got to do with them. But God, look at my seed into the ground. So I give the 10%. Because one of the quickest ways to get to the top 10% of the people, watch this, is with him by our sides. Then after that, I want you investing aggressively. I would say, man, put about 15% inside of a good mutual fund, inside of a good index fund. Because the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. I've said this several times. If you start with $100 a month at age 25, you could have over $1 million by retirement just from compound growth. Listen, I have a list of good brokerage accounts that are easy to understand. You don't have to put a lot of money into it. Heck, you can open up a brokerage account today with just $5 and buy a fraction of a share and start making money today. If you want to get into the top 10%, for sure you got to invest. But if you want to get there faster, healthier, you got to also invest into the kingdom. I want you to go to anthonyoneal.com/invest. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/invest. Because, ooh, tithing is compounding. Compound interest is the eighth wonder. Compound interest is the silent best friend that is rooting for you. Compound interest is what's going to help you and your family get to 70, get to 80, and you're living off of your interest, not off of a Social Security check. Open up an IRA for your children now. Open up a 529 account for your children now. Now. Go to anthonyoneal.com/invest. I personally use SoFi Invest because it doesn't require me to have a large amount of money to open up, and they're going to give you $1,000, up to $1,000 in free stocks simply for just opening up an account. The link should be up on the screen, and it should be inside of the show description. Here's step number 4. If you want to get into the top 10%, strategically, you have to become a home owner. You see, home ownership is still one of the biggest wealth builders, especially, no disrespect when I say this, but for Black and brown middle class families. You know, the wealth gap between African Americans and my brothers and sisters in Christ who are of the opposite white race, the reason why that culture, that community is ahead of us is because back in slavery time, we could not own. Then when we got to the point of owning, redlining prevented us from getting into the proper areas to where we can be a homeowner and see our homes go up in value. So in 2026, when I'm hearing all this crap about buying a home is not smart and you should rent it, I want to tell these idiotic social media influencers to shut up. Because for Black and brown families, it is important. For everybody, it's important if you want to build wealth. Real estate is still one of the greatest ways to build wealth, but you have to do it strategically. You got to be smart with how you buy, and you can't overextend your income. Because if you do it strategically, and what do you mean by strategically, Anthony? Let me tell you. For me, home ownership is your mortgage payment should be no more than 25 to 30, max 35% of your take-home pay if you're out of debt. If you're still in debt, your mortgage payment needs to be 25%. Anthony, it's 2026. Interest rates on mortgages are still at 6%. Where in the world am I going to get it? Then remember what I said. Home ownership strategically. If your mortgage payment is going to be 40 to 50% of your check, your take-home check, you don't need to be buying. You need to stay renting, get your debt down to where you can get your mortgage payment to the max 35% of your take-home pay, not your gross pay. Because watch this, bankers are going to give you a loan approval based upon your gross pay. Doesn't that make any sense? I don't see the gross money. So you should be approving me on net pay. So ask them, hey, can you give me the math on net pay, please? I only can do 25 to 35%, which includes my mortgage payment and my insurance and my escrow. And it needs to be a fixed rate, not an adjustable rate. Don't let them talk you into it. Well, I can get you in at 25% for the first 3 years, and then it will have a balloon and you'll go up 3 years later. What if life hits? What if you lose your job? What if you lose some income? Now your payments go up. Now you're screwed. Now you got a 50% mortgage payment that you can't even afford. Wealthy individuals have real estate. Wealthy individuals even have dirt. Wealthy individuals, wealthy individuals are going to Ghana or going to Africa to buy rental properties there. I just bought a rental property. I paid $100 and some thousand for a brand new condo that is already worth about $200,000, and it will not be done until the end of this year, 2026. I'm already talking to this builder and telling them that, man, I'm going to be moving there and living there for about 3 to 4 months out of the year. I want a townhome that I can live in while I'm there and then Airbnb it out. I want to get in now. What's on the rise? What can I get into now and pay it off for the next 3 to 4 years? I'm ready to start the process. Listen, as a matter of fact, we're actually taking a group of people to Ghana this year. And we're not just going to go and tour Ghana. 50% of the trip, both of the trips, we got one trip in November, then we got another trip for New Year's. We're going to do Daddy December. And so I'm telling you right now, it's going to be amazing. Matter of fact, check out this quick commercial and to learn more about what we're doing and how you can join this trip. Family, what if I told you the biggest wealth move of your life isn't in your backyard? It's across the ocean. You see, right now, Ghana is the #1 overlooked opportunity for building wealth, legacy, and financial freedom. You see, I just purchased a condo in Accra, and I want you to see why I'm betting big on the motherland called Africa. You see, most people think wealth is only built in America, but the smart money individuals are moving globally. Ghana's real estate, businesses, and lifestyle opportunities are exploding, and the door is wide open for us to get in early. Don't let fear or old myths keep you from the next big wealth move. This fall, I'm taking a group of like-minded, legacy-driven people who desire to build wealth to Ghana. You'll tour investment properties, meet local experts, and experience the culture and see firsthand how you can build wealth and impact for your children's children. But listen, I gotta be honest with you. Between both trips, man, we only have about 20 seats left. Don't just watch from the sidelines. Come to Ghana with us. Visit anthonyoneal.com/Ghana to learn more and to secure your spot for this life-changing trip. Now listen, space is limited and you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. All right, so family, let's build wealth together. Let's build legacy and freedom together. Go to anthonyoneal.com/Ghana and join us in Ghana this fall. Your future self, I promise you, will thank you. And come see the motherland with me. All right, let's get back to the show. All right. So go to anthonyoneal.com/Ghana. Man, join us. We only have like maybe 4 or 5 seats for the one in November. But we just opened up the New Year's Eve special. And we're going to be going around and looking at different properties that are available in Ghana that you can get into for the low. Check this out, man. Listen, let me say this and we're going to go into step number 5. Let me talk to my brothers and sisters who look like me, my Black, brown, Hispanic, Mexican brothers and sisters. We miss out because we observe too long. When we see that it's the right thing to do, then we get into it. And by the time we get into it, it's too late. Pastor Torrey Roberts said something to me. He said, Ghana is not the future. Ghana is now. You're going to spend money this year. Why not invest it into something? Number 1, into the motherland. Number 2, into yourself. You don't have to live there. You don't have to live in Ghana to reap it. But what if you could have a property in Ghana? You could take your family, your children there and give them a little bit of the motherland, of our culture once a year for 2 weeks, but then you Airbnb it out. So come learn. Come learn. Come learn. Join us. Step number 5, protect and multiply. Listen, y'all. This is an estate plan. This is having a legacy. I need you to set up your will. Set up a trust. Set up a power of attorney. Set up a life insurance policy. You see, the top 10% don't just eliminate the debt. They don't just secure, watch this, secure more wealth, but they also secure the wealth for their loved ones to take that and to multiply it. Make sure your children's children are covered. You see, wealth isn't just about you. It is about your legacy. It's not just about how do I look at it like this? I matured to get to this point. My insurance policy was hard at first. And here's why it was hard, fam. Because I looked at it as I'm dead. When a part of that is true. The estate plan doesn't benefit Anthony O'Neill. That was my philosophy. As I matured and evolved, I realized that my estate plan does benefit me. Because when I leave here from the flesh, I still want my spirit to be here. I still want my name to be remembered and known. But if I don't position my children, my kids, my loved ones to reap from my hard-earned work, then when I die, everything that I've done has died with me. I still pray that when God decides that it is my time to come home with him, that this YouTube channel is still producing millions for my family, that my teachings are still impacting your children and your children's children when it comes to the basic of financial literacy. I'm still hoping that my books that I've written are still selling. And if everything goes well that I plan, who's going to get the benefit of that? The banks, the companies that owe me? No. YouTube, Google ain't keeping this check. My family's going to get it. As you all know, I have adopted two of my cousins. Their mother is my favorite person in the whole wide world. And I saw the hell she was going through as a single mother. I remember when she called me and told me she was pregnant. I remember their father. I remember when my cousin and her daughter's father broke up. And when they broke up, it was almost like he broke up with his children. To me, and I say this respectfully, that's a piss poor man to have children. And because you don't see eye to eye with their mother, you're upset with them. And I want to pause right here and I want to say this. I want to look you dead in the camera. I have men who work with me. I have two rules. Two rules. The number one rule in my company, that if you're going to work with me, if you cheat, you got to resign. Because I can't trust a man and or a woman. If you can cheat on God and cheat on a woman who you made a vow to God with, then you'll definitely cheat on me. So I can't even be connected to you. Number two, if you're not a father to the children who you brought into this world, we can't even be associated. I don't care how bad mama is. Watch this, mother. I don't even care how bad father is. That child didn't ask to come into this place. This has nothing to do with the top 10%. But yes, I do. I do believe it. Because when you are a good steward over your children, that also brings another favor into your life. So men, specifically, if you got a child and you have not seen them, if you're not fathering, you're a piss poor man. You're not a man of integrity. You're not a man of character. In my respectful, humble opinion, you need to grow up. And when I saw that from their father, I did not want my two cousins by blood to grow up and looking at black men that black men are going to fail them. So what did I do? I adopted them myself. I added them to my estate to where when I pass, when I leave, those two will reap a harvest. Because I want them to know, while your natural father was not there, I thought about you in my estate. I thought about you in my insurance policy. I thought about you. If I can do that for my cousins, why have you not done that? Why have you not updated your insurance policy? Why have you not completed an estate plan with the will and with the trust? Do not go through 2026 thinking you got time, because you don't know what's going to happen. If you're watching this right now, I can't remember the links off the top of my head. I'm going to put inside of the show notes a couple of places where you can go and get your estate plan done, which is your will, your trust, all that type of stuff. You can definitely go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance to get your life insurance policy. But hear me clearly. Get the estate plan. Listen, let's move on. I got emotional there. I'm sorry. Don't let your zip code decide your legacy. If you're not in California or New York, you can build wealth faster by leveraging lower cost of living, remote work, and local investing. The bar is different, but the process is the same. Listen, family, listen. Black Wall Street was built in Tulsa, Oklahoma, not New York, not LA, not Hollywood, but in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wealth is about strategy and systems, not solely just location. Wealth isn't just about the numbers. It's about freedom, faith, and giving back. Like I said earlier, tithing and being generous are non-negotiables for me. Some of y'all may say, Anthony, God ain't going to help you become a millionaire. That's a lie. Why do I know that's a lie? Because I know God can trust me with more when I'm a good steward of it. And I've said this before. I've seen God personally move in my life and in my business every time I put him first and every time I think outside of myself. When I started feeling like my company was coming down, I still stayed faithful. I still was tithing. I was still taking care of my two daughters, helping them out with their school and their cars and just their life. I was still being generous. I was still making sure that my team members and my staff are still getting their check, even though I may not even get a check. But the 10% that I gave to God, the offering that I gave to him on top of my tithes, the generosity that I give to two young adults now who are in college, who are not my blood children, but I look at them as my daughters. It comes back in ways I can't even explain. I don't know how my company does $200,000-$300,000 a year. I don't know how I got 1 million of you all follow me just on YouTube. I don't know how I got to the point to where I'm driving my dream cars, and I don't know how I'm able to take my team and my staff and several of you all over to Africa and build in Africa. I don't know how I'm able to start a school in Africa. I don't know how I got to the 10% within the top 10% of American people over the last 5 years. I can't pinpoint it on one thing like, oh, yep, that's why. No, the only thing I can say is, but God. I'm still in therapy. I still got issues in my life that I have to work on. I still got sin that I'm still working on. But I believe my generous heart, I believe my desire to better steward my income, steward my platform, and steward my mind, it comes back into life. Listen, I want this to be a ministry moment because you all know me. And if you got to the end of this video, thank you so much for rocking with me. But I want people to come and read the comments and see how God has blessed them, bless you, and bless others. Because right now, everyone's laughing at the church and we're seeing some of the church just misrepresent. We got people going after each other. But I want to challenge you. If you've seen generosity change your life, if you've seen the power of giving and being a blessing, and if you've seen the power of the word of God change your life, I want you to share your story in the comments. I want to encourage the world. I want to encourage people that God is still relevant and he can still help you get to where you want to go. I really, 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 really do. So leave a comment below. When people come, I want them to see the power of generosity. And I know this is about the top 10%, and I got you. But I really do believe we can have all the right ingredients. But have y'all ever cooked something and like, ooh, it tastes good, but it's missing something to get it just right over the top? I think God is that right over the top. We're in the top 20%. We're in the top 25%. How do we get over that 10%? God. I posted that I was going to be doing a show about this on my email list. And I said, hey, what are some questions that you all may have? And some people sent a question. And so we're going to put some of these questions up on the screen somehow in a way, however Ed is going to do it. But the very first question that I got when it comes to how do I get into the top 10%? How do I invest? The very first question was, what if I'm starting late? Let me say this. It's never too late. Let me say this one more time. I don't care if you're 70 years old. It's never too late to start. Start with the debt snowball. Okay. Start creating that margin. Start building margin and invest what you can. The best time to plant a tree, honestly, was about 20 years ago. I just planted trees into my backyard to create a privacy fence. The second best time, though, is today. I asked myself, I said, well, dang, I don't plan on being here for another 20 years. But then I thought about it, but you plan on renting this out in the next 20 years. I said, right, plant the trees today. So 20 years from now, when you're renting out the house, you have a privacy for the people who rent out the house. It will help you sell the house, not sell the house, but rent the house even faster. It's never too late. Get out of debt. Start building margin. Go to anthonyoneal.com/invest so you can get into a brokerage account, take that margin, invest into a 401k, invest it into your brokerage account where you're going to open up an index fund, a mutual fund, an ETF. Now is the best day to get started. I don't care if you're 75. How do we put more money into your pocket? The next question that I got, which I thought was a good one, is what if I don't make six figures, AO? Listen, y'all. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you have. I've seen people who are school teachers who make $40,000 a year build six-figure networks by following these steps. I've seen accountants who make $85,000 to $90,000 build a seven-figure portfolio over 30, 40 years. Why? Because they're living below their means. Going back to their investing, they're eliminating their consumer debt. They're not buying all the name brand stuff. They didn't buy the most expensive house, the most expensive cars. But they had a strategy and they stuck to the strategy over a period of time. They didn't look for the get rich quick schemes, the overnight success things, and say, you know what? I'm going to continue giving 22 to 25% of my income. I'm going to tithe, then I'm going to invest the other 12 to 15%. And today, watch this, they're living off of the interest that their money makes. So they don't even have to touch the principal of their money. They're just pulling out the interest and living off that every single month. So listen, do I want you to have more income coming in? Yes. But whatever you have coming in right now, the key thing is strategy. Strategy. Here's another question that I thought was really, really good. I want to answer this one. Is home ownership really, really worth it? And I'm going to be honest with you. For most families, yes. If you buy smart, if you go into the home with a strategy and don't overextend, it's a foundation for generational wealth. I can't wait to pass my homes down. I have it laid out inside of my estate plan. And actually, I need to actually thank y'all for asking this question. I actually need to call my estate attorney and add my Africa unit to my estate plan, because that's a new asset. And you know what? I'm about to call her on my way to school. So I'm about to do that today. Thank you for asking this question. But if you're doing this strategically, absolutely. Now, is it going to benefit you today? One way, yes, to your net worth. But if you pass it down, it really benefits your family. Because now think about it. My goal is all of my rental properties, God willing, before I pass, all of my homes are paid off. All of my land is paid off. So now it goes towards my net worth, right? But when I pass, now I'm handing something over to my family that now gives my 2 adopted daughters, my nephews, and my niece, if I don't have any other kids, a leg up and an advantage because of me being strategic with how I purchase property. Now, prayerfully, I'll be married. And of course, you all know my philosophy is this. My wife will get 75% of every single thing that we have built, that I have. And then 25% will be divided amongst my adopted children, my nephews and my niece, and my siblings. I'm not even giving anything to my parents if I was to pass. Everything would go to the generation below me. I will make sure my parents can bury me. I already have that money set aside just in case life was to happen. But I want to be a blessing to the generation below me. And then a large check will even go to my church as well. Listen, as we close, the bar for wealth is rising, but the process is the same. Get out of debt, build margin, invest, own, and protect your legacy. Don't let the headlines scare you. Honestly, it motivates me to keep on moving. I want to ask you this. Let me know in the comment section, and then I got to get up out of here, because at the time of me recording this show, I got to head down to, I'm looking at my watch. I'm looking at my hand like I got my watch on, Lord Jesus. At the time of recording this show, I'm starting my first class for the year 2026 as a professor at Virginia Union University. And so I want to ask you, which steps are you working on right now? If you want to get into the top 10%, let me know in the comments. What steps are you working on? Please make sure to check the show description for all the links to help you get to the top 10%. All right. It's your boy, Anthony O'Neal. I love you all. Truly. I know I probably went on a little tangent a little bit today and I got off a little bit, but I hope you hear my heart. Brothers, I hope you hear my heart. We are the foundation of our families. We are the foundation of our families. I'll say that one more time. We are the foundation of our families. And I feel led just to say this as we close. I can't speak to the woman because I'm not a woman, so I won't speak to that. I'm not saying that brothers aren't, hear me clearly. I'm not saying that they are good. I'm not saying that your children's mothers are good. I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that, because I do believe that there are some things that our sisters do need to work on themselves, but I'll save that for another day and for another person to speak to that. But for me as a man, it starts with us. Brothers, I don't care if that woman is giving you a hard time as a mother. Pray for her. You step up and do everything you possibly can as a father. Because there's going to be two people who's going to acknowledge that you did it right. Number one is going to be God, and God can do some amazing things in your life and in your children's life and in her heart. Then number two, your children. You all know my story. I have 4 loving parents. What happened to my biological parents, I won't say too much, but in a respectful way. In this particular situation, my biological father was done wrong. To see that my biological father never treated me any differently because of what happened between him and my mom. To see him still calling, to see him still giving, to see that he still cared. To this day, man, I love all 4 of my parents, because that situation, I don't know what parents would do in that situation today. All 4 of my parents come down for Thanksgiving every other year. All 4 of my parents will call each other and say Happy Mother's Day and Happy Father's Day. But I think that's because of my biological father's heart. And I believe God blessed him tremendously, and it went over into all of my parents, because my father stayed a man with character, integrity, and he always was a father. He didn't treat me any differently because of what happened. He didn't use that as an excuse. And I think some men, not all men, because I know there's a lot of amazing fathers out there. But I can count on my hand right now 5 young ladies who are all good friends of mine, who are always complaining about their child's father not stepping up. I don't know the full situation. I always just pray about it. I don't speak ill of the father. I don't speak ill of the mother. I just pray on it. But I see 2 kids in my life. And I think the most thing that touched my heart was just a few weeks ago, right before New Year's of 2026, New Year's Eve in 2025. They sent me a long message that had me in tears. And that's what I want my name to be known for. I'm maturing, y'all. I'm growing, I'm evolving. And I just believe that men, we are the foundation, and we are the heart of our homes. And it's not just being in the top 10% of the income, wealthy people. I want my family to be in the top 10%. I want my children to be in the top 10%. It's another show for another day. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.